Hey, we're back for another episode of the Moxie Movement Podcast. Hi, I'm Sarah Greener. I'm the host of this podcast, the creator of the Power Hour Time Back System and the Success Map Systems download process. I'm stoked to have you here. It is an incredibly beautiful day out there today. And it is Ramadan here in Thailand. Where we live is an island which is got three main religions, which is your Buddhism, Muslim, and Chale people. Right now, it's Ramadan, which is a fasting season for the Muslim community. And the island's probably at least half Muslim. And lots of our favorite food places are run by beautiful Muslim families, and they're all closed. It's something we'd forgotten about. It makes the island significantly quieter. There's less people on the roads because they're obviously fasting from sun up to sundown, doing less, as I would be if I wasn't allowed to eat all day. It has forced us out of our comfort zones a little bit. It's really easy to get in a habit when you live somewhere to go to the same places over and over again. We're eating in some different places, and it always makes me giggle. My Thai is the worst out of the three of us. Scarlett's picked up Thai very quickly, uses it a lot. Johnny has always been really good at playing around with it. He'll tell you he speaks it really poorly. He always makes an effort. He's always made an effort. I made a massive effort when I first came out to Thailand. Interestingly, before Johnny and I were a couple, once Johnny and I became a couple, his Thai was better than mine. He was way more competent. And so he would always do the speaking. I would always default to him. I would shut up. I would get corrected. And I would just be quiet because it was easier just to let him do it. And hence, my 12-year-old has flown past me because she just uses it. She hasn't waited to figure it out. She gets that it's going to take her some time to get good at it. And the only way that she'll get good at it is by using it, and she'll feel more confident the more she uses it. Which reminds me that I really need to get back into Thai. So I can go and have Thai lessons and I can get taught, or like got an app on my phone that I'm using to get better. Truthfully though, if I don't go and use it, I'll never get any better. I do know that as we go into the low season when there's not so many tourists around, I'll use it a lot more because otherwise we won't be able to have conversations or get the things we want or do the things we want or have any social life because there'll be a lot less foreigners and a lot more Thai people around. As a ratio, right? The Thai people never disappear. It's just there's a lot of foreigners here. A lot of farang, they say, during the peak holiday season. When they go, it's feels far more like Thailand, I guess, at that point, even though we know we're in Thailand. This is a really nice reflection of a conversation I've been having inside my communities that I want to talk a little bit about, because something I see mums in business looking for all the time is confidence. Oh, Sarah, I could do what you do if I was just confident. I could show up and do videos. I could show up and do a podcast. I'm just not confident about what to do, or I'm just not confident about how I'm going to build that website, or how I'm going to create that system, or how I'm going to set it up so people can pay me online, or how I might have that conversation with my team member about the stuff they're not doing very well at the moment. I'm just waiting until I feel confident to do it. We had a really great conversation about this inside the community that I want to share with you today because I think it is so helpful. Maybe this is counterintuitive to what lots of people tell you, but stop looking for confidence. It's not what you need. Stop looking for it. It's not actually the thing that's going to move the needle in your business. If you're waiting to feel confident in your business before you take action, you may as well take up knitting because you are going to be waiting for it. The reason this is such a challenge for us as mums in business is that we are looking for confidence like it's the standalone thing. We're looking for confidence like it comes separate from anything else. When truthfully, our confidence comes from knowing that we're good at something, from knowing that we have competence in something. And so when you don't have competence in something, you don't have confidence. It's the reason we feel like we lack confidence so often in business, because we're always figuring it out. Like, business is this constant journey of, oh, what's the next thing I have to figure out? What's the next problem I have to solve? And for most of us, we've never done it before. People go, oh, but Sarah, you did a business degree. So, that's how you've got confidence, because you did a business degree, which gives you competence in business. I can let you know that there was nothing in my business degree that gave me any sort of competence to run a business. Not one iota. I got more competent in running a business selling pine cones at the local petrol station when I was 8 than I did from my business degree. I got more competence to run a business from shoveling the sheep shit out from underneath mum and dad's shearing shed, say that 10 times fast, shoveling the sheep poo into bags and selling it to the old ladies for their rose gardens than I ever did from doing a business degree. Did I intellectually learn to understand some concepts that help in business? Yes. Did I have any competence to go and run a business? Absolutely not. At 25 years old, I absolutely did think I was competent. I was cocky and probably arrogant, but truthfully, I didn't have any confidence because I had no competence, because I hadn't done the work. Minimal work, right? I sold some pine cones, I sold some sheep manure for people's gardens, I had run some little mini businesses with my sisters, I had helped out on my parents' business, so I knew a little bit about some stuff, but my competence was really low when I started out in business. My confidence in my ability to run a business grows over time as I do things. And if you break it down into even smaller pieces, I'm really confident in my ability to use softwares and drive softwares like Xero and Asana, Google Suite, and whatever softwares I've chosen to use in my business, ResD for our online tourism business, because I've used them over and over and over again. And so I'm super competent in them. And so I have lots of confidence. I also have a great deal of certainty that they will change and update things and it will get difficult. I will tell you that I was super competent on my old iMac that decided to blow up a couple of weeks ago. And now I'm on a new Mac, which has a whole new operating system, a whole new way of working. And while I'll figure it out, I'm not super competent yet. And I get on my computer, I'm not confident that when I turn it on and I start talking to my clients on my call, that they're not going to get a close-up shot up my nose or my forehead, which has definitely happened this week. Competence grows with the reps. You've got to get the reps in to make it work. So when I'm talking with my clients about having performance nudging conversations and saying, hey, like this person's not meeting your standards, you have to tell them and you have to ask them to meet your expectations, you have to ask them to fix it. When I do that, the way that we script that rolls off my tongue, because I've been in business and using that script I think I've been using that script now for nearly a decade. And I've had to performance nudge people thousands and thousands of times because humans be humans. They don't retain all the information. To expect that they will retain all the information always 100% of the time, that's not reality. They're always going to miss the expectations a little bit. And your job as a leader is to nudge them back to it. The reason I have confidence in doing it is that I've used the same 4 lines that take me 60 seconds, less than, probably 30 seconds to roll out over and over again. And so I'm now confident in doing it, but you won't be when you start. If you've never had a team, if you've never employed someone, you won't have confidence. You just have to go and do it first. You're expecting to be confident in something you've never done will mean that you will never do it. Waiting for confidence to show up to take a leap into something will never happen. I bet that you did not crawl if you left the house this morning. I bet you didn't crawl up the stairs if you came up from your bedroom or down from your bedroom. I bet you didn't crawl. It's because you walked. It's not because you were confident you could walk the first time you stood up. It's not because you had any competence in walking. You'd been crawling around at that point. But you stood up and you took the first trip and someone cheered you on to keep walking. Same when learning to ride a bike. I bet if you learn how to ride a bike when you were a kid, you still know how to do it now. Now, you might be feeling a bit nervous about getting on it if you haven't been on a bike in 10 years, but the truth is, you weren't good when you started. I remember teaching Scarlett to ride a bike. Like she fell off and there were tears and she just had to keep getting back on and doing it. And now she can ride a bike no problem. She's now got the competence and the confidence to go together. We have to normalize failing. It's so normal when we're little. It's fun and playful. And babies, when they go from crawling to walking, it's cute and they're going to fall on their fat, nappy tushes when they stand up and they can't walk. You figure it out. We have to figure it out in our businesses too. Because here's the thing I do know. is that we've figured out 100% of what we needed to figure out to get to where we are in our lives today. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. We've had a 100% success rate in figuring that shit out. And I was talking about this with a coach, mentor, friend of mine, and she asked, how confident are you that you could fly a plane? Being me, I said, that's a good question. How important is it that I fly this plane? Is everyone dying if I don't fly the plane? Because I'm pretty sure if it has to be me, I'll figure it out. I can phone a friend and ask how to get the plane down. Like, I've jumped out of some, so if I can learn to jump out of a plane, I can definitely learn to get one plane down one time. I'll read a manual, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll get the plane down if I have to. And she's like, yeah, but how confident are you that you can do it? And I was like, I'm not confident at all that I could do it because I've never done it. She's unlike if I said to you, go out and ride your scooter now. I've now been riding it for 9 months on the island. I'm pretty confident that for the most part, won't fall off it. As long as I don't go too fast, I don't lean over too far in the corners. I'm confident that I can get from here to the beach to go for a swim, or down to the gym to do a workout, or to the yoga studio to do yoga. I'm confident I can get there, but I'm not confident I can fly a plane because I've never done it. I've got no competence at all. What I do have is a great deal of self-efficacy. I know I can figure it out. I know I've got this ability to solve problems, to look for the simplest way through. I know I can ask, I can phone a friend, I can ring a friend, he flies planes, he'll be able to tell me how to do it. I know I can figure it out. And that is a self-efficacy. And that is the thing that you need to have in business. That's the thing that you need to build. You also need to know your self-worth, which is a whole nother conversation. And that was the bigger conversation that I was having with this friend of mine, where she was talking about we should just inherently be worthy. Unfortunately, though, for most of us, our self-worth has got tied up in some sort of metrics. Getting good results at school, being a good girl, cleaning up, being productive. It's got tied up in those metrics. And so we're just not inherently worthy. Stop waiting to be confident. You won't be confident because you haven't done it before. Or even if you have done it before, you've only done a little bit of it. You don't need confidence. You just need to go and do the reps. We need to normalize failure. I know it's really easy right now to look on the internet and go, but look at all these successful people. When you actually sit down around a table and talk to these successful people, they are standing on a pile of things that they didn't do well. That's the learnings. The learnings come from trying something and going, oh, that one didn't work. Oh, that one didn't work. There is just so much learning to be done on this journey of business. And the only way you can get started on that journey, the only way you can get from incompetent to competent, from no confidence to lots of confidence, is the reps, is doing it. I've had thousands. I don't even want to count how many performance nudging conversations. Therefore, it's really easy for me to have one. I'm competent and confident. Back when I first got started, I was terrible at it. I used to write it down. I used to have a script. I used to practice. I used to bumble through. But guess what? That's how humans get better. And so just own that bit about business. We are always figuring it out. The reason we enjoy being in business is because it is exciting, it is new, it is always about doing something better and different and doing it our way. And that's going to involve testing some things and figuring out that some of your tests aren't going to go well and some of them will. You've just got to do the reps. Instead of waiting for confidence, we're just going to build our worthiness as a person, and we're going to build our self-efficacy. That is the belief that you can work it out, that you can figure it out. Marie Forleo says, everything's figure-outable. It is. Everything is figure-outable. There's always a way through. As I say to my clients, there's 1,000 ways how. The how isn't the problem, so long as you take an action. People that get the best results aren't the people that are like, oh, I just need the perfect plan. No, it doesn't work like that. You figure it out, you get the competence, and you get the confidence as you take action. If I were you and I was looking for confidence, I'd do these 3 things. I'd take tiny little repeatable steps over time. It's the reps that build the competence that will give you the confidence. You do small steps every day in your business to build your competence in an area, whether it be leading your team or doing your marketing or closing sales or understanding the numbers. It's little pieces every day, 15 minutes looking at your numbers. It's daily conversations with your team about meeting expectations, praising and appreciating them when they do, and then asking them to meet them when they don't. If it's your sales, it's about having lots of sales conversations and going, this is what worked and this is what didn't. And over time, you'll build competence in all those areas of your business. And then you'll have the confidence to go with the conversation. And then you'll get this beautiful momentum. You'll get the snowball effect in terms of the results that you're getting. Stop looking for external validation. School did such a number on us because we needed to get A's and we got certain percentages and you got a certificate in assembly and you got the rewards. You won prizes for sports or music or arts or culture or academics. And that was what was held up as success. We don't get any of that in business. There is very little external validation unless you're going to spend a whole lot of time, effort, and energy going into business awards. It's a whole nother conversation. Truthfully, though, there is no external validation in your business. You've got to give it to yourself. Stop looking for it. It's going to keep you really stuck. Focus on progress, not perfection. Just do one thing every day in an area that you don't feel competent in yet, and you will get better. I promise you. Progress over perfection. Done beats perfect every time. Freaking 10% done is always better than 90% perfect, because at 90% perfect, you're not sharing it. Just make progress and own the fact that you're a human. Just because you're in business doesn't mean you don't get to make mistakes. You're a human being. You're allowed to make mistakes. What you don't want to be doing is repeating them. And if you really understand and believe that you can figure things out, you will always fix your mistakes. You will always make things better. Confidence is earned, not given. Now go, do the thing. Till next time, stay Moxie.